November the 24th, 2022. Guys, happy Thanksgiving. I hope everyone is having a safe travel and a great experience with your friends and family over these holidays. We talked about the snowstorm that's building up, that's forming now in New Mexico. It's going to move over into the Texas Panhandle. Talked about that a day or so ago. And right now you can see in Louisiana and Mississippi, headed up into Alabama and Tennessee, these are light showers. The red areas are a little heavier, moving from Lafayette, Louisiana, up into Hattiesburg. Here, just south of Jackson, it's been sprinkling on and off for a few hours now. Nothing major, and the temperature, let me check my weather station here. Hold on. Outside is 63 degrees, and that's warmer than it has been in a few weeks, except for today. Even in the daytime, we were in the 70s. But our friends over in New Mexico and Texas, that's a little different story. But guys, just watch as all of this rain moves up from Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. It's going to go through Tennessee, Kentucky, starting to form and move up and through Pensacola offshore. Keep an eye on it for low-lying flooding. But right now it's warm enough to where that's all that we should be dealing with. Another thing about this map is we come over here and let's zoom up over on this pressure that's rotating counterclockwise, just about centered over Roswell, New Mexico. Now, if you watch my videos for the last 10 years, probably 7 out of those years I was either traveling through New Mexico and Arizona, or I was there because we have a son that was in the out at Luke Air Force Base for 7 years, and he's still there, and we got 3 grandkids down in Phoenix. We'll go there and see them or get them to come up into Sedona to get out of the city. But as I was looking at this map, and I want to share something with some of you folks, you got to be really careful because as we pull this up, the snow can pull up very quickly in these flatlands. Now, once you get up into Roswell, guys, this is 380. It comes over into Tatum, down into Plains, to Brownfield, and you can drop there into through La Mesa, or you can go all the way to Post. And the reason I'm saying this is we usually come out of Dallas. We'll come down. We'll try to make it out of central Mississippi through the Dallas-Fort Worth area into Abilene. Right off to the right, there's a pretty decent Holiday Inn Express. You know, you can get it for about $100, a little less, and it's clean. And then we'll come on down to Sweetwater and drop up through Snyder and Post. Early in the morning, I get up early when I'm traveling, and then we'll cut through Brownfield for all you folks here in this area, because it was a couple years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago now, right in that area, I was coming back, and we got into snow. About the time I think it was into Brownfield, into Post, it was getting deep. We were coming through Snyder all the way down to 20 here in the snow plow zone, and it was nighttime and snow blowing. There was cotton fields everywhere. You could barely see that. But it was treacherous weather if you're not used to that, and luckily I was in my Tahoe. But all of these places are very close to my heart. The second night, guys, if you folks in Roswell, now what's happening is you're a little bit above freezing there. But all around you now, looking down around the 380 here and over into New Mexico, you can see that the cooler air is trying to settle down. But right in the center of that rotation, you've got some warmer air trapped. It's not that warm, but you're above freezing. I think of the last time I checked, it was maybe 33 or 34 degrees. Rain starting to set in, and that's going to change now because it's 8:27 here. I think you're probably about 7:27, possibly at your time zone there. But Roswell, guys, and coming into New Mexico, Socorro up here, coming into from there, Show Low. All of these areas are it's like traveling on roads you've known for a long time, meeting the people, eating at getting breakfast here and there. Even the gas stations you start to become familiar with. Lincoln over in that area, Payson, and Payson is always a place where we either drop south into Phoenix or we go north up through Camp Verde. Beautiful, beautiful view coming through here up into Sedona. But again, I've done it so long I can see every one of these towns. Even the little ones. Again, Lincoln and all of them. It's very familiar. It's, I wish I was there now except for one thing. They're coming here this year finally. And so that's going to be, I'm going to miss the travel, but it's very stressful. You've got 1,700 miles each way when you're driving, and I don't like flying. I like having my own horse with me, if you know what I'm saying. I can move when I need to. I'm not waiting on a cab. I don't like that kind of stuff. I'm a country boy. But I am missing that travel through all the little cities. I always remember Lincoln because of the houses there and the beautiful valley and the houses with the small doors on them. All of you guys know what I'm talking about. Roswell, all of that area. It's beautiful. So it was kind of reminiscing of Thanksgiving because this week is Thanksgiving weekend. It's my birthday weekend. And I'm usually traveling and try to get back home because we have kids over here and have Christmas with them. But this time, we're getting to have Thanksgiving and Christmas here. So it's a blessing, but just watching this map, I had to just remind myself of how much I love that area of the country. But got you guys, this back to the weather, which is why I started this. All of this is going to move over into the Texas Panhandle, Lubbock, Wichita Falls. Remember the report last night, Amarillo. All of this area could possibly get quite a bit of snow. Some of the maps were showing 21 inches. And I think there's a lot on this earth that's shifting. Not only some man-made things, but the natural shift of the planet. And it has to do with things like big earthquakes, comets, things like that come close to the planet that have a gravitational effect. And it wasn't that long ago where, was it the Fukushima quake? Guys, I'm not positive, I think it was, that they had to repaint the lines on the airports, on the landing strips, with new compass numbers because no longer north was north. You guys remember that? I think it was one in Florida, maybe one in Alabama that had to be repainted, and several others just because they were no longer accurate. But things are changing. But look back to this storm. This is quite a large area, and it's going to be moving east. So if you've got friends or family in here, I want you to stay in touch with them. You see Clovis right now, for Summer, Santa Rosa, and again, so many memories are here. That of the mountains, the changing and the heights of the bottom of the mountains and the valleys and the upper heights, how much the weather changes and how cold it can become very quickly compared to being in the lower altitudes. But think about your friends and family that are there. You guys that live there, you're pretty used to cold weather. You know how to stock up firewood and things like that, but the roads can still be treacherous. I've seen it for myself. But if you've got friends or family that are not used to that tight weather, you need to let them know to get off the roads immediately. Try not to drive tonight or in the morning too early. Find shelter, even if it's a dinkiest hotel or motel you can find. Do it. Don't try to drive through this because when I got into the storm and I was coming out of New Mexico into Texas, I was out of the higher altitudes. I would have hated to be into it trying to come down some of the larger mountains. And that's what you're starting to see as we look into this area right here, man, because it can get, it's hard to drive at night in good weather. If you're my age and your night eyes are not that good and you're trying to make it into town, coming on a long trip. But in this tight weather, it can become deadly very quick. So think about it. Think about who you've got in this area that may be traveling, or just check on your friends and family that are there. But it's a good time to do it, and wish them happy Thanksgiving, guys. It's heads up. Be safe.